Welcome back, Curious Souls. Professor Sunflower here and CEO Letitia Fields. We are going to be ebbing and flowing today for our session. So, again, I'm Professor Sunflower if you guys are new here. And we've been doing lives to showcase entrepreneurs and for them to see that, listen, it's a whole world out here besides regular business, all y'all out here. So I'm going to let her introduce herself to you because she got so many accolades, girl. I be done messed it up. Letitia, please introduce yourself to my audience.
Hey, everybody. Hello, everyone. It's so good to be here. Thank you so much, Professor, for allowing me to share space with you today. Such an honor. And so thank you. And I just want to share real quick that this is the benefit of having an amazing network and being in community with like-minded people because you get to connect in such amazing ways. And so I'm grateful to have met Olivia through our networking community. So good to be here. But let me share a little bit about me. I am, first of all, a lover of God and people. And I believe that there is good in everybody. Sometimes we got to dig and find out what the good is, but there
Sure
is good
do.
in everyone.
Sure do, girl. You
I
be
believe
digging
there's
for
good.
gold.
Sometimes I believe, and you know what, until we go through our healing journey, sometimes that could be us, right? Like it could be us where people have to dig and try to figure out, find those good pieces. I want to share a fun fact with you that my name, Letitia, literally means the word joy. And
Ooh.
so I love to share that because when you lean into who you really are, it makes a world of difference. It makes a world a better place because you know who you are, and then you can contribute in such a way. And so so let me just tell you. So I am an empathetic coach and consultant, and we pretty much work with educators who are in the pivoting stage as well as budding entrepreneurs, and we help them to really get on a center stage of their lives and champion their change. And that's pretty much what intentional integration is all about, because we're very intentional about the work that we do and helping you and what you integrate into your life and what you decide to release and let go in your life, because all of it matters. And so this is how we're able to not only live a life of flow, but also help our clients to do the same thing. And so we really go into helping folks to flow on their own terms, because that's life at its best. And it's life in its most simplistic form, I believe.
I agree. You mentioned flow, but I want to go back because the audience might not know what you meant when you say people who are trying to pivot.
Yep.
Pivoting from where they going, what they doing,
Yeah.
what
Let's talk about
individuals.
it. So yeah, it's like that educator, because what I hear, what I am hearing, I've heard and so educators who are in the school system and feel like that's all they can do. They feel like that role is all of who they are. Like I am an educator. That's all I can do. I'm stuck. I have to stay here until it's time for retirement, et cetera, et cetera. And that is so far from the truth. And so I believe that as an educator, we're so multi-talented. We are multifaceted. We are dope individuals. And so we come with a lot of stuff. Like we have transferable skills, but we get so stuck in the role of an educator. And so we're in the business of helping educators to really spotlight what's already there, because we're not giving it to you, but we come in the picture and go along the journey with you to help you to see what transferable skills you have and how you can really leverage those skills in the marketplace. And so if you're looking to pivot, because all of our clients are not looking to pivot outside of education, that everyone's not looking to become an entrepreneur. Some are really just trying to elevate in the education sector, and that is okay. So we help folks along that journey, how to build their confidence and how to flow even in that. So it's the pivot, and whatever that pivot looks like for you. But and then that budding entrepreneur, how does a budding entrepreneur get started? How do you get started? How do you begin? Where's what are my foundational pieces? But then giving strategic resources to help them move throughout that journey, and then helping them with the guidance and support that's needed.
I like how that sounds because I know when I started my entrepreneurship journey, I was kind of lost. I mean, I did a lot. My first business, I made a lot of money, made a lot of money mistakes. And so
Mm.
even now, still climbing my way out of those mistakes. So I think that this is a perfect example of, us supporting each other and saying, hey, I started this business. I can help you as a budding entrepreneur not go where I've been. As
Absolutely.
seasoned entrepreneurs, we know that if you don't get them taxes right, if you're not in the right bracket when that money come in, you might be double taxed, you might pay too much, you might pay too little,
Yeah.
and it could just be a whole mess. So
Right.
I
And
think that
not
was,
knowing what systems to have in place, because
yes.
sometimes when you're getting started, I've come across folks who are like, I know I've heard of LLC, but what does that really mean? And
Right.
we might take those things for granted because we've been, in the field for a minute, but some folks really just don't understand what it is. And then what systems do I need to have in place so that I can not just have a business, but I can sustain the business and be successful? What do I need to do that? And so, yeah, that's who we are and what we do.
And a lot of people these days have LLCs, but they don't even really know, oh, I got my LLC. They don't even know what it means.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to go into what made you create the formula flow, the framework.
All right, because listen, I come from the education space, and so educator for over 20 years. And
Mhm.
so we know we learn real quick what life is like when we have to wing it, right? We know how to wing it. We are creative. We know how to get in there and make a thing happen. And no one knows really that it was a mess up from the total beginning, right? So any educator in the building, if you know exactly what I'm talking about. We know how to make things happen. We know how to get stuff done from start to finish. And so the flow, what I realized is that because the beginning intentional integration was birthed from out of educational technology. That's where we started. And so what I realized is that folks, new technology, everyone had one-on-one devices, or we all have all of these things. And so I don't want to get all on the techie part, but the flow formula is really getting focused.
Okay.
Is really getting focused, learning what to leverage, what to let go. I'm giving you the F and L.
Right.
Get focused, get clear. What am I leveraging? What do I need to leverage? What do I need to delegate? Who do I need to do the heavy lifting? Because we as educators, we are very creative and we know we can do a lot of things.
We sure can.
But doing all the things is not beneficial. You need to be able to, okay, who can do that for me in a shorter period of time? Right. And then how to get organized. So we help folks get organized in their business, in their lives, whatever, because we are professional and personal growth partners. And so and then how to work all of it so you can win big. So that's what the flow formula is really about, helping people to like zero in and get focused, because it's so much noise. It's so much noise. It's so much going on. And the shiny object syndrome, like we can just all gravitate to all these. Yeah. So, and we all know what that's like to be there. But
Right.
when you have someone who can help guide you and help you get focused and get clear, so you can live a life aligned, it makes so much sense.
Speaking on clear, that's my framework. Getting clear, organizations and individuals getting clear, because I think that is the piece that people have all of these ideas. They can do all of these things. And like you said, you can do it, but can you do it well and quickly? There's always a learning curve. Us as educators, we're like, oh, we can do it, but then it takes us 10 days.
Yes.
10 days trying to do this one thing when we could have just paid Susie over there and said they got it done in 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so how does the flow formula differ from other coaching frameworks that you may have come across or other people may have come across?
It really comes from a real place. It really comes from understanding all the pieces. So it's not just how sometimes we get a framework and it meets only a small area of what you need. The flow formula helps us to run the gamut. So it not only helps you to get started, it helps you to end big. It helps you to end well. It helps you along the journey. So it's that start, middle, and the ending of your journey in your and whatever your journey is, because it's different for all of us. And so it comes out of experience. And so, yeah, just getting all the different pieces that oftentimes we forget about. The flow formula brings all of those things up, the things that we sometimes don't want to talk about. And sometimes I'll be honest with you, some of my clients feel like they're in therapy. And I have to remind them that we're not in therapy. I am a coach. I am not a therapist. Because
they be dumping all that trauma. You be like, wait, hold up. Hold up.
Right. And some of the things that come up and some of the conversations that we have, because then they start to really understand that it's really about me and what I'm prioritizing or what I have neglected to prioritize, and so it just a lot of things come up, and so they're like, oh, I didn't think about that part. But yeah, it's part of any pivot, it's part of any change. And so change doesn't have to be hard, and people get scared of it. And so the flow formula really helps folks to dial in and to embrace change in a way that's digestible.
I like
and
that.
That's doable, and it's like you can implement it. It's not like there's nothing really all that fancy. I'll be honest with you, it's not that fancy. It's just it's gonna be a lot with my energy, my delivery, the strategies, the resources, and all those things. That's what's going to be different. But it really, when you hear, it's like, oh, yeah. But we need things that are like, let's just get to the point. Let's just get to the point.
Right, because I've seen some coaching programs and they have all of these big moving parts, and sometimes some of us who are visionaries, we have all of these grand ideas, but sometimes we have to get down to that small one to get to the next one and the next digestible part.
Yes,
and I think that's where a lot of us get stuck.
Yes, and I love that. I love that. And to your point, it is inch by inch. It's taking a small step because no one made it by taking yeah, you have to take a leap. You take a leap and you jump into this new thing. But after that leap, you are just like constantly making several small steps, one after the other, after the other, after the other. It's like 1 degree after 1 degree after, like you just keep going, but you're not constantly making like big jumps and big hurdles and big jumps and big hurdles. And I think that's what scares folks. And so the flow formula really helps folks to, oh, I can do this. So it helps folks to breathe. It helps folks to, oh, I can do this. Like, this is really doable. And it's in real life. I tell my clients, you can really rock in reality. Like, it's not like, we see folks doing things on social, and we got to understand that they're a team. They have teams. They have herds of folks who are working with them in the work that they do, which is amazing because they've built that out. They've done that. They've worked themselves up. But when we're just starting, you have to start from where you are. And so the flow formula really helps people to do that and to breathe easy, and to still go out there and crush it.
Come on now. Crushing it. So who do you find that gravitates towards your services as a coach? Is it more teachers? Is it artists? Who would you say that has been coming to you for services?
Oh my gosh. So I would say it's not even about the industry. It's been just mainly women. It's been mainly women, but they've honestly come from different sectors. So I have, like, in our membership, we have folks who are not from education at all. Mm-hmm. And who do not have a service-based business. They are product-based. They create. That's what they do. And then you have folks who are in the service industry and still don't come from the education space. And then, so it's really, but it's more than the common denominator is that folks are looking to do something different. Folks are wanting to really live a life that they have imagined, and they want support in doing it. And what I'm finding is it's mainly women. So I keep running into women who are ready, who feel into some degree a level of like, I know that this thing is here, but how do I get from here to there? So a little bit, feeling a little stuck, and how to move, and then how to move well, because we can all move and we can all be busy, right? We can all get busy, but how do you do it and do it well?
Okay, speaking of the women that are in your program, and sometimes they can be apprehensive, what are some of the challenges that you find with women who are ready to pivot but have that, like, almost scared, like that, how you ready to jump in the rope, but you like What do you find that they are most challenged with?
Sometimes I think one of the bigger objections that I've come across is finances. And then and so that's why we have integrated, payment plans, because we want to make it accessible to folks. I never want to have anything that folks cannot like literally put their hands on. Like, what do we need to do to help you get started? Because it's about living out the purpose that you were designed to live out. And I listen, I mean, we're not going to charge pennies for it, but at the same time, I want you to do what you were designed and created to do. And do you want that? Is the cost? Which one is? Which cost should you focus on? The cost of doing or the cost of not doing?
Right.
Because both of them have a cost.
Both of them have.
You're going to pay either way, right? You're going to pay either way. So, do you want to invest in yourself and get that return real quick? Because I can show you how to do that. Right. Or do you want to he and haul and like
2 years later?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till I get my stuff together.
You never get it together.
I gotta get some stuff. I gotta work on some things, and I've heard that, I heard that several times, and people just get a little scared because it's a new space for some people. Yeah. And because I run into folks who are brand spanking new in it, like brand spanking new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So getting your feet wet. So I know that one of the things as an entrepreneur, this is actually my third business, Curiosity the Antidote LLC. And what I am doing in this business is something I didn't do before. And it made me think about it when you said it. I've been leaning on the gifts and the talents that I do have in order to make money for this business. So one of the gifts and talents that I've been leaning on is assisting others and putting and optimizing their YouTube channels, because there's something that I do, but that's something that some of the people in our cohort or outside our cohort need, because it's like, first of all, it has to show up in the space. So I've learned from years and years of practicing and doing. And so that's one way that I leverage myself, because I'm like, okay, I do need funding. I'm still building this business. I'm getting it together. What else can I do? What skills do I have that I can leverage to say, okay, let's do this? And so that's one of the things that I'm doing. So I understand that, because I was like, I need to make money for this business until these contracts start to kick in that I do have. What can I do? And I think that people don't always look at that part of it. Like, what skills do I have that in the meantime, I can do this over here, getting this money for this. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we look at it from a
linear, very linear. Yeah.
Deer in headlights. We can't see left. We can't see right. We want this thing so focused. But what else do we have in our toolkit that can help us, that maybe not even related to that business, but that we do well?
Yes, because see, that's one of the things that I get to walk alongside our clients, and I become their ideation strategist, because I'm sharing and telling them things that they hadn't even thought about. Here's another way. I know this is your main product. This is your main thing. This is what you mainly do. Here is another avenue. Here is another avenue. How about this? Let's try that. So I get to bring all of that just up into the forefront. They're like, wow, I haven't, because you need help. You don't know what you don't know. You really just don't. And I'm grateful for, the investment that I was able to make in having a coach, because I believe that if you're going to coach people, you should have some type of mentor. You should have some type of coach. I believe a coach should have a coach. I believe a therapist needs a therapist. I know a doctor needs a doctor. Like you need the person that you need that person too. And so, because somebody knows more than you know. And I know educators, we're so smart, so highly intelligent, and like overachievers, high achievers, all of the things. And so getting someone in there, and I love when the light bulb goes off. And you talked about those streams, and I get the light bulbs when I start talking about the different streams, because the name of your business hasn't changed. What you have set out to do hasn't changed. That's still the thing.
Right.
But how you start bringing other streams of income into it, that's a whole nother thing.
Mm-hmm. So when you're working with your clients and they have this single-handed goal, and you start to ruffle the feathers of the dirt that they have in there, looking for the jewels,
Mm-hmm.
do they feel overwhelmed? Do they feel scared? Like, well, now I'm doing this. Now you're asking me to stretch further and now do this thing. In addition to this thing, is there like some apprehension or some fear because now they're feeling like I can't do all this?
There is, we do sometimes get the like, ooh, we get the light bulb, we get the ooh, we get the we get that, we get a little bit of fear, we get some excitement, we get some, oh, when do I start? But see, here is the gift of a coach, is that your coach can guide you, because everything doesn't get done today.
Right.
You don't, and everything doesn't get started. I have a client, I've been working with her for a second, and we're just talking about now her business credit. So we talk about, so that wasn't an initial conversation. Did we talk about the idea that it will come up? Yeah. But it's just becoming a thing for her, and we've been working for a little bit of time now. So, but it's just coming up because everything doesn't happen right away. It is a process. It's gradual.
Right.
And so yeah.
Okay, so what you do is you start off in one area, and as you go along, then more topics and more things that are needed for the business. So you just don't come in and say, this is what we're doing. We come in right here, we focus here, and we slowly kind of, it's almost like cinematic, go to the goal.
Yes.
And so now they're more comfortable as they go along with what you guys are going, because they know, okay, Letitia got me. She gonna tell me. She gonna advise me. She gonna say, let's wait on this, or whatever the case is.
Right, and it's because it's the building of trust. So that we started to working together. That was one level of trust. That was like probably the biggest one. So now it's like the next one. Like, okay, she's not going to tell me to do anything. And so not only that, but I get to show them in real life my own receipts. So it's like, here, look here. This is what you need to do. Let me show you. I'll show you the ones I did. Here, this is what you're going to do. I'm sharing them real life stuff. I don't have anything like, just like pulling from the sky. I share with them what it is like for real, like what my real things are, my real proposals, my real contracts, my real presentations, just whatever it is. I'm showing them what that's like and how you can build your own. And because everybody's going to do it differently depending on what you're doing anyway. It's going to all look different, but at the end of the day, I help walk them through that. So it becomes a co-creation. We create together what your end result is. And it's never really an end result. It's never really this finale, because it's a journey that is it's so amazing.
It sounds amazing, because when I'm listening to you, I think the key word I'm hearing is real life. I think some of these coaches that you see online, do you and this and then, I think that's what's missing, the humanness of it all, not just the grind of the do this thing and do this thing, and these people do this thing, but you're missing sometimes from that thing that you're doing.
And you can't be. Let's stay right there, please. Please talk about that. Talk about that. I love that. You say you're missing from the thing that you're doing. How can you be missing from the thing that you're doing and still want to make impact? It's not going to happen. Oh, talk about that. That was good.
Well, and that's what I learned, because when I was kind of just spinning my wheels, I was creating all this, I was selling all this stuff, but my essence of creativity and passion, it was void of it. And so I was wondering why I wasn't getting any clients, or nobody was buying or anything, because I was just doing a thing. I wasn't putting myself, I wasn't putting my love, I didn't put any love in it. I just was like, all right, I'm just going to put this together and they're going to get it. And I think people can see through that, although sometimes we don't believe that, because it might just be an item. It might just be an ebook. But if we're not in it, the essence of what we are walking in is not included and embedded in that thing, it might as well just be another object, another thing to have. And so what I'm learning is that even on my channel now, I didn't talk about my own personal stuff. I was like, yesterday I actually just did a video of how my day was going and how I was struggling as an entrepreneur and how I felt like I wanted to give up and go back to a job. The struggles, but then coming back to the place of, but then I thought about. And then I said, let me try this again. So coming full circle, and people can see you didn't just get here overnight. Sometimes you have struggles. And so now I did a small vlog, about 3 minutes, and I let them know I hadn't slept for a few nights, and I had this and I had that. And so that is helping me to, one, connect with my people, but let them know that it's not always rainbows and butterflies. It's hard sometimes, and sometimes you just need somebody or yourself to talk to yourself and say, girl, come on, girl. I know it's hard today. I know you feel like giving up. I know you feel like it's better at a 9 to 5. You're going to regret that if you do that again. So I'm actually bringing myself and my story and my accomplishments and my everything to what I'm doing. And I find that that's what people resonate with. You're looking for your people. The people that resonate, that God has sent you to. They can't find you if you don't become sometimes vulnerable and transparent and, like you say, real. And there are people that flock to people that are not real. So now they have to keep this facade up because now this is what attracted these people, and you can never really get to who you are and the essence of you, because if they ever seen the essence of you, that's not what they signed up for. I don't know how I got there, who that's for, but this is for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I wanted you to talk on that, because this is what we talk about, because sometimes we just want to show up, and we have to show up as I'm normally, because I am a little bit on the introverted side, I like to have a script. But what I've learned is that when I speak from my heart, when I speak from the very essence of who I am, the script goes out the window. I can have something prepared, but I don't really know what happens to that, because I just start speaking. I just start speaking like just transparent, like where I am, who I am, in this work that I love to do. You should hear me in networking events. I don't even know if I follow the whole networking pitch thing. I don't even know if I follow that, because I just speak. But you know what I hear a lot? Oh my gosh, Letitia, I need to jump on a call with you. I love your energy. I want to jump on a call. I love your energy.
Because you're bringing you.
About what I do. I'm just talking about the work that I love to do with my people. And I don't even think I'm following a script. Sometimes I don't follow anything, and I just kind of ramble like I'm doing right now. But they see who I am, and guess what? Folks want to jump on a call.
It's that light that we all have for that thing, whatever that thing is. I have a light. I'm online, and I did a video, and somebody said, oh, I'm 58 years old and I needed this word of encouragement. That was encouraging to me to see that people are looking at my videos. And I'm getting leads from it, because I just checked my thing. I got some more leads. Amen to that. But they're still seeing the value, even though I'm talking about federal government contracting, even though I may be speaking on whatever. I always bring it back to what I'm doing, but I be real with people. Like, listen, you can do this. I was a person that was so fearful, Letitia. If you only knew the fear that I used to have, and sometimes that anxiety try to raise up in me again. But learning how to walk on water, walk in faith, ain't easy, as Peter. But doing it, and people can see, especially people who know you from your past. And then they knew the old you, not the up and coming you, the one that's walking in faith and grace and whatever else that God has given you. And then they were like, I remember when. And sometimes they can be your clients, because they maybe didn't have the idea that somebody that came from the environment that y'all came from could step out on that faith and actually do something different that maybe they've never even seen coming from that community.
Absolutely.
And that's something that I've done. And sometimes I look at myself and say, how did you get here, girl? And I'm in awe of the work that God has really brought me through. And I'm like, and I'm helping others to see the light, get there and say, I did this, and be like, yeah, and now keep going.
Right.
Keep going. And so I think we off script too. But I think that a lot of people need to hear this message of realness. A lot of
Yeah.
people need to hear, just because they see these polished people online, they can't do it. You have to start where you are.
Start somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. You
Mhm.
gotta, and that's the thing. You gotta start. And
Yeah.
because if you never start, you never start. Like you never get moving. And if you have to start out with borrowing someone else's vision of you,
Yeah.
someone else's faith, because a lot of times folks can see your awesomeness way before you. I had somebody ask me before, have you met you? And I was like, oh my gosh, what? Like, what you mean? Sometimes you don't even recognize how awesome you are. Like somebody has to like bring that. Let me talk to you for a second, because I don't even know if you realize what you just said, or if you realize what's going on with you. And I'm like, no, please tell me. But in that moment, it was so funny, because I was like, I never heard anybody ask me that, first of all, and to say it that way, like, have you met you?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, it was like, so sometimes, and I love to offer that to folks that I work with as well, because I understand what it's like to have to borrow someone else's vision and someone else's faith, because sometimes we just don't know. And if somebody else can pull that out, because we can never give it to you, you already got it.
Right.
But if we can spotlight that, if we can bring it to the surface, if we can help you lean into that thing so you can show up in the world as who you are,
yeah,
that's the game changer.
Right.
Game changer.
I think in a world that's caught up on mimicking and modeling other people, authenticity is what people need.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to look like Beyonce or whoever else they want to look like, they want to dress like, but what works for them is not going to always work for you. You for a second, but then you get tired of wearing these clothes, because that's not the clothes you want to wear. You get tired of wearing this makeup all the time. You get tired of trying to
be the part. Yeah,
Mhm.
be a part. Yeah.
Mhm. And I think I got caught up in that before, because I had another mentor previously, and I wanted to be like that. But I have ADHD and I'm neurodivergent and I think differently. And I was wanting something that I possibly couldn't be, because I had to be me, and I never wanted to come out and say I have ADHD. That was like my little dirty secret that I did not want to bring out. But I find that that's where my genius and where my people are. That's where I'm supposed to be. And the more I embrace saying, yeah, I'm a neurodivergent business owner. And yes, there are different challenges, because it's a challenge being a business owner, but being someone on a neurodivergent spectrum is a special kind of, tiptoe, because it's like regular business owner, and then you have your emotions, and then you have your thought process spinning, and you have to get it together. So that's a special kind of genius that needs to learn how to be harnessed.
Yeah.
And I think that me trying to run away from that led me further away from where I was supposed to be. And so I believe that tapping into who you are and the gifts that you have within you, not running away from them because you see some shiny object over there that looks like something you want to be. Meanwhile, you got this genius sitting dormant in you, because you're trying to be like that genius over there. And so I want to encourage people that may be different, that may think that what they have inside of them is not enough. I want to encourage you that what you have is what you need. You don't need nothing else.
That's it.
You have everything you need. Again, I don't know where this came from, but we're going to let it flow. You have everything you need. And people like me and Letitia, we're out here helping you to find that gold mine within yourself.
Within
Yourself.
I love that.
That's where it lies. It's dormant in there. And all you need is something to come shake it and start bringing it to the surface. And once you start to see the genius in you, those doors, it's like a flower, right? Professor Sunflower here. They start to, the petals start to come to light, and they start to, open up. because it's a seed.
Yeah.
That
And
that,
you
that
wake up
thing is a
different.
seed.
You wake up different. When you tap into your genius, like, yeah, we want to monetize our genius. Yes, we want to know
Yes,
what
I
that is.
do.
And we want to, yeah, we want to build it up, we want to scale, we want to do all the things. But when I tell you, there is nothing like um leaning into that thing in such a way, when you start waking up to that every day, because
Yeah.
you're not waking up because you've measured yourself up against someone else and what someone else is doing and how they're doing it.
Yeah.
But when you know that thing on the inside of you, it has become your compass, has become your roadmap, has become your guide. When you get that, and see, that's part of the journey I love. But we share a whole bunch of things in the Change Collective. That's our coaching program.
Okay.
We share things in our membership. We share all kinds of stuff. But when these are some of the parts right here that are my favorite, because when you get that, you wake up every day differently. Your days are not even the same. You don't move in your circles the same. You don't you get to realize what you can say yes and no to. Like,
Yeah.
no, it becomes easier to say no
Mm-hmm.
if you're anything like me and said yes to a lot of things that even I
Preaching to
didn't
the
want to
choir
do.
all the time.
Oh my goodness, when you tap into that, I'm so glad that we did not follow whatever we were supposed to be following today, because I'm loving all of this conversation, and I hope that it blesses anyone whose ears it falls on today. I just hope that this blessed you to know that it's totally possible, and what you have is already enough.
Already enough. And I
Yeah.
think it actually goes with the title, The Flow. The flow. We're flowing through it because somebody needs to hear. This is going to land on somebody's timeline. They're going to need to hear what we have to offer. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
a lot of people see people shining bright like a diamond, but don't see that they had to dig through to find that diamond and raise it to the top to bring it to the light.
Yeah.
And these coaching programs that you have and that I have, we are the people that are going to help you, because we can't do it for you. We can help you to
We do
find
it
that within
together.
you
Yep.
and then bring it up and out of you. And so then, we see you shining like, look at you. And sometimes sometimes we can't see ourselves, like you said, as we truly are, but somebody else can see what we can't see. And
Yeah.
we're the mirror for them sometimes.
Mhm.
We're the
Mhm.
mirror for the people that need to see who they really are. There were
Mhm.
times I remember, even when I went to Iman 2024, somebody was like, well, when I seen you on the screen, I thought this, but when you opened your mouth,
Mm.
somebody seen something in me. Besides, sometimes I'm twitchy and whatever else goes on, they heard it
Mhm.
come through my
Mhm.
voice. And that is nothing but God allowing people sometimes to see me sometime before I see myself.
Yes. Yes.
Yesterday was a hard day. Today, God is speaking through
Yeah.
us.
Yes.
And I feel good because yesterday I felt like I made a decision sitting in my little chair right here. Every month you go through the same little thing. You
Mm.
got this. You know you can do this. Stop going through this same cycle and get up. And I made
Mm.
that decision yesterday, and I didn't know what it's going to look like. And I said, you know what? Okay, I'm not going to have another sleepless night. I'm
Mhm.
asleep tonight because I know I can do this. I know I'm covered. I know all the things. I didn't just get out here just to be like left alone. I didn't. And I have people like you and the other cohorts, and and we've been supporting each other. And this has been a complete blessing. Even
Yeah.
this live that we're doing has
Yeah.
blessed my soul so much. And I
Yes.
hope that it's going to bless someone else and they can get the essence of what we're giving today, because we're giving
Mhm.
of ourselves. We're giving of
Yeah.
what has been given to us, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Amen.
Running over. Yes. Shaking together.
Girl, it's popping out. It's popping out. But what would you recommend to those who are looking for a real program, Letitia? A real way that they can see
Mhm.
themselves out of that place that they're in?
Listen, let's jump on a call. Because the one thing about me, if you jump on a call with me, I'm going to tell you if I'm the right person for you or not, or if you need my services or you need someone else's. And one thing I love about having a network of people and being a community with amazing, amazing women, including Olivia here, is that guess what? If I am not your person, I probably know somebody who is. So I can refer you, I can get you to the right person. And so, but the thing is, talking with someone, and don't be afraid of the call. And I know that sometimes I'm glad for this opportunity to say this, because I think sometimes people get on a call and they think the call is going to be salesy. And I will say a lot of times you're probably right, because sometimes folks want you on a call because they want to sell something to you. Make no mistake about it. It's a real thing. It's the truth. At the end of the day, when you're on a call with me, you're going to lead with something, whether you book with me or not. I'm giving you strategy. I'm giving you game. I'm giving you something, because what I'm not going to do is allow you to waste 45 minutes with me and you walk away with nothing. If I give you your next best step, you have left with something. You know how to get started on something. You know how to get started and move and walk along your journey. If I give you a phone number to someone or an email to someone you can get connected to, you have left with something. And so jump on a call. But I would say, and I wouldn't say you need like 50 coaches at one time or 50 people that you mentors or whomever. I would say listen to folks, see who you connect with, and you need to connect with them. Jump on a call. And the thing is, it's just like you're just talking, like just going open. Don't worry about, oh my gosh, because you have to set your intentions. You have to set your intentions. And I'll tell you this, if you go in with the intention of it not working out, guess what?
It's not going to work out.
It's not going to work out. If you go in with the tension, I'm just going to be open, see what happens, knowing that folks have your best intention, in mind, or have your, go in open.
Yeah.
It could be a partner. It could be an accountability partner. It could be a plethora of things, but you have to make a decision at some point to make a move.
Right.
It's the law of action. Like, you got to do something, and nothing will happen if you just stand still. I mean, I guess things will happen, but it won't work in your favor. But
you got stuff growing all around you while you're still in the same space. So other things are happening, but you still waiting,
Yeah.
I like what you said when you talked about people, even if they decide not to work with you, you're planting a seed when you give them something, though.
Yeah.
Even if they never worked with you a day in their life, they got something to read over, and they may come back or they may find someone else, but you planted a seed within them that would say, maybe I can. I don't know if I can today, but maybe in 5 days, in 10 days, in a week, in a month, in a year, some people grow and be like, I still have this thing that you gave me.
Yeah, my intention is to give you value. My intention is to bless you. When we're on that call together, my intention is in some way to bless you. That's the work that I get to get up and do every day. I'm telling you, like, my work is sometimes it is paid, and sometimes it's me having, because there are things that I'm able to share, to give, and to do. And so, yeah, I've been blessed to be a blessing, and I know that. Yeah. And I know that, and I'm not afraid of that. So yeah, I'm ready. I love connecting with folks. I'm ready to connect with folks. I've had people jump on exploratory calls with me. And I'll be honest, some people have jumped on a call with me and they were ready to maybe not. I think this was like at a different part of our company, and they were ready to jump all in and ready to do something. Mm-hmm. And so as we continued to talk, I just honestly told them that they weren't ready for that step yet.
Wow.
So they weren't ready to hire me. They weren't ready. It didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense for where they were in their business. It didn't make any sense for where they were mentally. It didn't make any sense for their pocket, because they would have been wasting money at that time.
Right.
I would have been getting money. I would have been invoicing, but that's not who I am. That's not who I am and what I do. So you
want to grow people and really grow them and not just take their money.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference in that realness. Like, I'm bringing my integrity to the table with me.
Big. That's big. That is big in our company. It is big in our company. Yeah.
And I was
Integrity is a
going to
big
ask
deal.
about a success story because you told me about a story where somebody wanted it, but they weren't ready. Was there a time when somebody came in, they had doubts, and then, by not the end, but by the time they reached a certain point, they were like, oh my God, I did this. Is there any success stories that you have?
Yeah, well, one of my clients is she actually launched her business with us.
Mm-hmm.
And some we have who are kind of like in the throes. It kind of started a little bit. This
Mm-hmm.
one was kind of like this story is about, she was kind of, lurking around a little bit, maybe came to a few events, or something like that, and just kind of watching on the sidelines a little bit. I don't know how long they have been watching, maybe since the birth of our company, but yeah, just kind of watching, and was like, just reached out and was like, can you be my mentor? And I'm like, oh, what
Oh, wow.
yeah. So
Where did that come from, right?
sure. Like, can you be a mentor? So that became, a coaching, a coaching opportunity. And so we went through, went through everything. But yeah, and then, from that, launched her business, and she's moving forward, and now she's in our community, so she gets continued support from that. And so that's the luxury of when folks sign on with us. We don't just leave you hanging.
Right.
I want to see you win, because I'm going to be that one checking in with you to make sure you did what I told you to do last week. Like, did you do what I said?
Come on now.
Because you listen, you're not gonna waste your time or my time, and I definitely want you to waste your money. So I'm gonna give you more than what you paid for.
Exactly. I love
Absolutely.
that. I love that because I think that sometimes you get these coaching programs that is a whole bunch of money, and you don't really feel like you came out but nothing but a PDF, and you still don't know how to do that thing. You're like, okay,
How
I
to
spent
work
all
it?
this
Like,
money,
yeah.
and I got this paper, but sometimes you just need somebody to crack a code, and you can say, "Oh, that's the part I was missing." And I
Make it
think
real.
that and intention and integrity are missing from coaching. Not everybody, but a lot of
Right.
times, because people
Right.
are like, "Just give me that money. I made this. I give you enough, but you still need to make more money to get the key." And it's like I can never get there. It's like
Yeah.
a rat race,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And so it seems like some of the core principles that you are talking about are integrity,
Mm-hmm.
intention, and sounds like purpose and
Oh
growth.
yeah. Oh
Those
yeah.
are the things that I've heard. Am I missing anything that you stand on?
Simplicity and freedom.
Yes.
Those are the other, simplicity and freedom. Listen, if you're gonna work with me, we're not doing a 50 gazillion things. We're gonna work simplistically.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean, because it's just because we already have a lot of distractions. So
You sure do.
and becoming a business owner, doing a pivot, becoming a champion of your own change anyway is a whole thing in of itself. So we try to keep a lot of things as simple as possible, but yet impactful, full of integrity, full of purpose, full of alignment. We are bent on alignment in such a big way, because that's how you get to show up. So yeah.
Right. And I think that is a big word. Sometimes the hardest part of it is showing up.
Mm-hmm.
People are fearful even to show up. That right there could be applauded because people don't always want to show up for themselves
For
first.
themselves.
I'm not showing up for Olivia or Letitia. No, show up for you. It's not really about me. Yes, you pay for this service. It's about you. You're showing up for you when you do this.
Yes. And that's why I congratulate folks when they sign on with me. I congratulate folks for signing up. I'm grateful that you entrusted this journey, this part of your journey, because it's still a part of your journey with me. But congratulations and kudos to you for showing up for you, because ultimately that's what you did. And that's where I get to share. I have a book coming out that I'm working on. It's in editing now. It's Champion Your Change. But I get to share that. I share that a lot with my clients, but it's my actual story. And how I had to become my own champion. I had to become the champion of my change. That even if no one else was clapping for me, that I had to get on that center stage of my own life and do the thing. Go do the thing. So I help my clients in doing the same thing. And so what you got to do, you got to jump in there, get on the stage, like do it. Let's go.
Do it. And I think that is one of the things that people are fearing. I don't got a logo. I don't got this. I don't. You
Oh
got a
gosh.
phone. You got a phone and you got a voice. Start there. We got Instagram. We got YouTube. We got, for me, and I'm going to be transparent here. I used to be scared to get on these internet streets and do this. Now I'm gaining my sea legs. Y'all see me out here in the streets,
You are floating. You are floating.
Listen, I've been doing lives for the last 3 or 4 weeks, introducing my people to great entrepreneurs and people that can support them, or just to get to know that they're out here.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
At one point in my life, I didn't never think. I was like, oh my God, people are judging me. And I was like, girl, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
I go online and I see people and I say, girl, you got this. You gonna make mistakes. Your lighting ain't gonna be right. The last videos I critiqued it. I was like, okay, good. Get them darkening curtains. How can you figure it out? And I slowly figured it out. And that's what this is. It's a slow figure out. It's a slow burn. It's not, okay, we ready. Because truth be told, you're never going to feel like you're ready. You just have to start and show up for yourself. And when you show up, amazing things are going to come from just you showing up.
Yeah, because we get so busy, we get so hung up with the destination that we forget to enjoy the journey. And I feel like that's a little cliched in that we've said that. We hear it. I feel like even the word intentional is kind of become this like overly used word. However, it's so important to be intentional, and it's so important for you to literally show up. Like, just get in here and show up. Like it's just important. Like you can't really do it outside of that.
This might be a crazy question, but when you said intentional is a key word right now in this season, how would you find intentional? Because some people hear the word and can't put like something to it. What does intentional mean to you on a daily basis as a person growing a business, maybe looking for a coach? How should I be intentional? And what should I do to start becoming intentional?
Yeah. And so like on a daily basis, intentionality, what it looks like to me. I'm going to show you. I have it right here. As techie as I am, I still have a journal.
Yes.
This is actually a planner, but I use it. I have a gratitude journal. And so this is what I use my planner for. So it's like a calendar, but it has other parts in there as well.
Yeah.
So I don't really use my planner as the planner should be used, but anyway, I use it for
using it though.
my gratitude journal. And I set my intention every single day. Every single day. You'll see at the very top of my gratitude list is my intention. And it is in an I am statement. I am blank. And then it'll have my bulleted gratitude items that follow right below it. I have things on the side. It is very free, flowy, only because I don't really want to write inside the lines. I don't want to be boxed in. I want to be free. So I don't.
We like freedom over here in these streets, okay?
And so each day before I actually start my work day, because I have this time freedom, it starts out with personal development. I do not wake up every day and start working. I wake up every day being mindful, being prayerful, being still. And some days are shorter than others. Some days are longer than others. It depends on the day. But every day I wake up and I set my intention for what I need this day to be. How do I need this day to serve me? How do I need to show up in this day? And so I really set that out. I decide what that looks like, what that is, but that comes from me intentionally and mindfully, because there's a lot of mindfulness that goes into intentionality. You got to sit still. You got to give yourself time to be still. And to really think. And I think sometimes it's really hard for folks to give themselves moments to think. You have to think about things, about you, about your next step, about previous steps, about your current, where are you in the moment, and so those are like some daily things that I do like every day as far as intentionality. And then my clients really get the benefit of that overflowing into my work with them. So Yeah, it's a lot of mindfulness and prayer. You know, whether it's my, you know, my music going in the morning, you know, going slow. I love me a good cup of coffee in the morning, and I
Mhm.
love to take my time and sip it while I look out at the forest in my backyard. We live on land, so in the back is still like a lot of trees, and so I
Uh-huh.
get to just kind of look out there. And might see a couple deer out there playing around with their family, but you know, but that's part of my intentionality every single day. Every
Mhm.
single day.
So just being still sometimes and really, and let's say someone says, I don't like writing, even if they got up, said thank you, and say, today my intention is.
Yeah.
Even that, something small as that can set the tone for your day, right?
Yeah. What I want you to understand is that when I say journal, my gratitude journal, it's not sentences.
Okay.
Because I am not a journaler in that sense. You know how people just write a whole like paragraph at the end of each day or in the morning and they just write, I mean, they can just go and flow. And that's not me. That's not my style when it comes to that. So my gratitude list is bulleted.
Okay.
I have bullets. I make like arrows. I make circles. I make, you know, because I am creative. So I do like to have little, you know, little fun stuff in there. But it's it's not a whole, you won't find a paragraph. I promise you that. It won't be a paragraph of
You know
anything.
what you'll find in mine?
So,
I like to buy the ones with the stickers.
and this, and you
I
know what, this
always
has
have
stickers, but I've never used them. This has it has stickers in it, but I hardly ever use the stickers. So
I use the stickers like when I do like sometimes I journal in different books and I take stickers and I add it to it and just
mhm.
I like to do little fun things like that because I'm creative in that kind of way and I
And it's
need my
fun.
creativity to flow through. But you gave me an idea about using my because I have several books and journals and stuff and I'm trying to use one for my business idea so I do have one for my business idea so that's all I write in there and
Hmm.
then, other ones for feelings, thoughts, emotions about the day, the feelings, who I
Hmm.
met, what happened, how I felt, all of that kind of thing. And then I put stickers. And sometimes I go back and be like, girl, what was you thinking that day? But I understand with the sticker, like you were struggling that day, or you felt happy that day, or whatever the case is. But what I
Hmm.
think I'm going to do now is on this journey do more of like small little blogs so people can see and put it in a playlist so people can see, oh, today she had a great day, today she wasn't feeling too good, but it's also connecting with my people, my audience, to say,
Hmm.
but she made it through,
Yeah.
you know. And that'll give somebody else encouragement to say, oh, I want to do this business, but girl, she didn't move from Pennsylvania to Arizona to now Dallas. How did she do that? Girl, sometimes I wonder how I did it.
And
But I
see, people
did.
need to hear that. And
Yeah.
see, people need to hear, because if people don't hear you share that part of your story, it can look like girl, she got it going on. Like she every day is amazing with her. Cause so listen, she done moved from the East Coast to the West Coast to the South. She got it going on. Like you can kind of make that assumption, you know, and
Yeah.
draw that conclusion. But the reality is everybody doesn't have a good day every day. And I tell
Right.
people, if you when you find that person, introduce us because I want
Please,
to meet them.
please, and let it rub off on me. Maybe I can get something for tomorrow because we never know what our days are gonna look like. We plan, but then sometimes it's like, I didn't show up for myself the way I wanted to today. And guess what? That is okay.
Hmm.
Tomorrow's a new day. What is the four agreements? Sometimes your best looks different every day.
Hmm.
Yesterday, I did my best by doing a little video and just trying to do what I could, meeting with the third party people for this proposal. Today, my best is better. I can feel it in me.
Yeah.
But every day is not going to look the same. So don't judge yourself based off of, oh, yesterday I didn't do as much for everything that I had on my schedule. It's okay.
Yeah. And so even with that, that's part of that organization piece in our flow formula too,
Yeah.
because folks think they should be doing like 50 things a day. But I wanted to go back with you when you said about like your day.
Mhm.
Because we get to decide what our day is going to be like and how we're going to feel and be in that day and how we're going to act. And so that is one of the reasons that I actually do I set an intention for every day. And guess what? I learned that from a coach. I learned that from one of my coaches. So this is what I'm saying. These are some things that sound very practical, and you can say like, okay, because I had a gratitude journal, but I was not always set. I've been doing gratitude journals for like I have like a few years of those now, but you can see in some of them I didn't always have an intention set for the day.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the intentional part started after coach, like with the coach, and was just like, oh, set an intention for the day. Oh yeah, I get to pick and choose what my day is going to be like. And if today I'm feeling a little tired and a little sluggish, guess what? I am grace. I am grace for this moment. So that could be my intention for the day, because I'm going to give myself grace. Even though I'm tired, I'm relaxed. Go ahead and relax, because sometimes your body is telling you to do things that it needs to happen, and we keep trying to push it and press it forward, and we need to go somewhere and lay down. Like we need to go take a break, so we can really be up and really show up for the people we get to serve,
and show up for ourselves.
Yes,
I think that's where we have to understand that once we show up for ourselves first, from that overflow, we can show up for other people. And I think a lot of us coaches be like, I'm showing up for you, but I never showed up for myself. So I'm not giving you my best today.
And I don't think you really can. If I'm honest, I don't really think that you can show up. And this is one of my own personal things. I don't think that as a coach, I can honestly show up for my people if I haven't shown up for me. I just honestly don't think I could do it. I don't, I gotta show up for me first. There's no way I can pour into you if I haven't poured into me or allowed myself to be poured into. I need to, because I need you to not get from my full cup, but like you said, I need you to get my overflow.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So because there's no way I can't serve people outside of, yeah.
So we've had abundance of things go on in this live, and I'm so grateful for them. What do you want the people that are watching this live to take away from this live?
If you take nothing else, I think the biggest thing here today is to give yourself time to think, determine what's your next best move. What's the next best move for you? And sometimes that is reaching out to someone. Sometimes that is, okay, I'm going to allow myself a self-care day. It could be many of things. But what is the next best move for you so that you can ultimately show up for you?
Yes.
So, because I think that's the thing that we crave for folks, and I believe that is true between Olivia and I. And this is why it's not really hard for us to share our own story and our own our own backgrounds. Is because we really want folks to understand what it's like in real life, and that you can still be amazing. You can still get on center stage of your life and not have everything perfected. Because I honestly don't believe in perfection. So I believe you can show up in your world, impact it, and not have every T crossed and every I dotted. But you got to start somewhere and just show up. So if you take nothing else from that today, I want you to do what's your next best move? What's the next best thing you can do for you so that you can show up?
Wow, you heard it here. How can the people connect with you? I'm going to put it in the link after this video is over. So if they want to connect with you, they can go to your website or your YouTube. How would you like them to connect with you?
Yeah, so Olivia's going to drop my my link tree. That'll be in there, and it has several different ways to connect with us. We have a membership that you can get dialed right into right away, as well as we do networking events. Let me see. I'm trying to think of something. Oh Lord, my mind just went blank. But yeah, so we have our coaching, but inside of the link tree, it's everything. You can get to our website. You can book there with me. I love to jump on a call with you. Even if you're like, Letitia, I'm here. What should I do next? Like, whatever it is, I just want you to do something. Okay. So yeah, but in that link tree, you'll have a whole bunch of things in there. But get connected, get in our membership. It's pennies. but it's so much value.
Mhm.
And so we love to have you there.
What about do you want them to connect via YouTube, or do you do any videos on YouTube?
In our link, in that link, you're going to
Everything's in the link tree link.
yeah.
Okay.
In that one link, you're going to see, or you're going to get to our Facebook, you're going to get to our Instagram. Yeah, go get on our Instagram too, because we're trying to build that up. YouTube is one of our newest babies, so help us grow our YouTube baby.
Come on, y'all.
Our channel.
Like, share. Okay.
We would love to have you go check out our purpose. We did a whole series, a 4-episode series on purpose, and we want you to stop trying to find your purpose. All right, but go check that out so you can see what I mean by stop trying to find it. All right, stop looking for the thing. Okay, stop looking for it. all of it's inside of the link. That's why I like to give that one link, because it's all there.
Okay, all right. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed this live. It has edified me for my day. Like, I feel tingles. Like, yes, I'm about to go out here. I was going to be great today, but I'm gonna be extra great today. I feel the love from you, Letitia. I feel the sincerity from you, and I hope that the people are watching in this live feel it too. I'm sure they do, because it just gave us something that we needed today. Mm-hmm. And so I want to say thank you for giving us some of your time and showing up. For you showed up for you, showed up for me. We showed up for our audience. Yeah. So I thank you so much for this live, and I am going to send this one to you at the end. Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you for showing up for us. If you found value in this here video, you know what to do. Hit the like, hit the share. Somebody needs this. So share this with your friend. That friend that be talking about they're going to start their business and ain't did it in 5 years. Share this one. She'll thank you later. We love you, and I will see you in the next